Hello, this is Will from JourneyWallStreet.blogspot.com. So today I want to do something a little different. I know I've been doing video reviews of my day trades most recently, but since I haven't really made any day trades, I just focus more on swings for the last few trading days. I just wanted to go over some of my positions and why I'm still in them. And on a side note, I also got a new headset, so I want to test out the audio quality of this device. So let's start off with looking at my current positions. So here we have all of my stuff. As you can see, I am very much net short right now, except for uh, Mankind, which I am long. And let's just go down the list and see why I'm in these trades. So first is BVN. I first looked at the stock, I think, when was this? 524. 524. Here. So the reason why I got in is because it's a pullback play. I had previous trades where the EMAs are very nice and neat, becoming resistance. So this is one of those plays. So here's where I established the position. And it continued to work. Started to develop a little support line here, beginning of a little flag. And on this day, I thought, if there's a test on the EMA, then I might just add in some more. And here's none, and here's the test of the EMA. Because as long as this EMA continues to hold, I will continue to be in a trade. So not only did I add after it test up here, but I also added a little when it kind of broke down here. But it really didn't do anything after that, and here is today, and this is why I'm still in the trade. Okay, and my next trade was in AGN. So same concept where EMAs are spaced apart, pulled back into a declining moving average. This was actually the day I should have gotten in, but this is actually the day I was alerted to this stock. So I didn't get in until I think somewhere around here, just for a small feeler size, because I knew that there's a chance that I could trade back up here. But what I really wanted to do was get in as close to this red entry line as possible. I actually didn't really do that. I got in around 98, or a little bit under 98. So yeah, I did not do that at all. But I just had to kind of deal with it because I know the stop has to be above here. And so far it's starting to work out a little better. And I have plans. You see how the low of the day here is 96.77. Low of the day here is 96.76. So I'm just waiting to see what happens when Allergan trades below that area, because that could be a potential area to add size if the market continues to roll over. Next trade is in HAS. So I first got into this trade because of a hourly flag. Where's my hourly flag? I believe it was right here. 6.3. No, it was not right here. 6.3. Okay, right here. I was alerted to the stock when it was trading like this. If you look at it, it's sort of a bear flag on the hourly, and on the daily it was the beginning of one. So because of that, I got in on this day, 6.3. I got in within here. And my plan was, at that time, I had my trend line kind of like this, and I just wanted to get in when it broke the low of the day, and it eventually did that. and now it's just sort of trading in the downward channel. So I'm looking to add to this below 44. I think it has some, some room to drop. Maybe retest these areas down here at some point if the market continues to roll over, of course. But you know, EMAs are starting to decline, so this could be the start of a move that's similar to BVN here, where it starts to roll over, starts to spread apart, and takes out all these other previous support areas or whatnot. So if I can get that in HAS, then who knows how far it can go. But as long as it remains below these moving averages, I will remain in the trade. Next trade was in CI. I was actually first looking at this stock like around here. I had an idea of, actually no, it was around right here. First I had an idea where if it's below kind of this pivot area of 6670, this support area, then I would kind of try to get in as a short, because it will also be breaking this uptrend line. But it didn't really do that, and my other plan was to be long above this 69 level. But it sort of didn't do either of that. Kind of stuck within this range. Tried to break out, but ultimately pulled back. And here it did break. It did close above, but that was immediately rejected. And then this happened. And this was the day I established my short position. It was just a really small feeler short. I just wanted to just get in to see what happens, and this is the first really significant down move. And I didn't add to this trade because I was thinking that it could probably pull trade down a little, then pull back. EMAs would start to like I said, EMAs will start to roll over like that. So I'm just going to wait and see before I add. Maybe have another bull flag or another pullback, but for now it's just going to be a feeler trade. So the next trade I was in Mankind. So fairly simple setup. Let me get rid of these lines, but basically bull flag here. I got in here, and I kept saying add through 7, but on the day it happened, I wasn't around. I was asleep, of course, and I didn't add. So I'm still stuck in my, well, not stuck, but I'm still holding on to all of my shares that I bought within this flag. I'm not really gonna be too concerned, because at some point it's gonna have to retest the EMAs, maybe base a little, maybe make another up leg, but for now I have no reason to do anything. My stop is 6. Really, it should be 625, but for now, it's just at 6. Next trade is in Johnson & Johnson. So I was first watching this stock on this day, where I saw a bull flag here. Excuse me, a bear flag here, and it was the start of what I kind of like to see in a short. Declining moving averages spread apart nicely, a retest of the EMAs, and continue to trade lower. So that's when I got into my first position, and then finally the next day it broke down a lot further. This was last Friday. So my thinking was kind of reminding me of this trade in KMB, where big bar down here. Let me show you again. J&J, kind of a wide range bar, inside day, followed by another wide range bar, and here's KMB again, wide range bar, inside day, wide range bar. So I was expecting, so on this day I was expecting something like this has a possibility of happening. So so here's using KMB example again. My thinking was it's gonna have to pull back and maybe make a little flag somewhere. In this case, it didn't really do that. It just pulled back one day and then continued to trade down. So if you look on JNJ, it did that pullback day and it continues sideways. So now what you see here is you see another bear flag that's looking like it's going to test a declining EMA. So as long as this kind of continues to consolidate sideways or maybe break a little lower, then we're going to see these EMAs start to look spread apart and start to look like this a little bit more, and hopefully it'll turn into something like this eventually and continue its way down. So that's really my idea with JNJ right now. I'm sort of in the full position. I'm not really sure of that. I'm going to write a blog post talking about my max sizes and full positions and feelers and things like that, but it's something I'm working on. But I don't really have something concrete right now. Next trade was in GME. This one I forgot to update on my blog post, but it was kind of a semi-risky trade. So on this day, I kind of had a note to myself where I would had a potential feeler short against the declining MAs, and I wasn't quite sure about this trade because basically I would have to assume that it's going to make another up day, and it's going to, oh, what is that color? I was going to make an assumption that it was going to be another up day and use this red EMA line as resistance and then continue to trade lower. So it sort of did that, but what I saw on the intraday was this. Let's see, what day was this? 6/3. No, was it this day? Okay, it was this day. So on the intraday, I saw this. It traded higher, which would have been equivalent to the test of the EMAs, but unfortunately it was all the way up here. And it continued. It retested, made kind of a double topish here. And okay, so that to me was kind of a sign that maybe it is going to be a resistance to the EMA, even though it's not. And then once it traded down and made a lower high, that's when I got in around somewhere within there. And it's working right now. I mean, it was really a feeler, but I put in a lot more size than I probably should have. But again, it goes back to my sizing issue that I'm having. So now that this has been established, I mean, it's a pretty easy play from here. Either I get stopped out above this candle high, or I add below this candle low, which is about 34.20. And then if I do that, then this is just a typical pullback play. And from there, potential test could be this this area here, and if it could break below that, then really the next area is probably 28. All right, next trade is in CRUS, Cirrus Logic. So very similar trade as all my other short ideas right now. Stock rolled over, it dropped down a lot, pulled back, EMAs are declining, nicely spread apart, and it's bear flagging right into a declining EMA. So another thing that it has going for it is you see there's this swing low area that was breached on this day, but it couldn't really close below it. So my idea is if this continues to act as resistance, then this bear flag breaks down, which it sort of peaked in today, which is the reason why I got in today for a small feeler size. Then if it can continue down below this area and finally below this area, then we might have potential for more downside. But we'll see. I'm not too convinced with this trade yet. I probably will wait until below 17 to really add to this, but I think it's worth the risk right now because my stop is just above these candles here. Finally, AOL. Very similar pattern again. Rolling over, declining EMAs, kind of a bear flag into declining EMA, and here we have another kind of a swing low gap area. So my thinking again is, if this continues to act as resistance, breaks below this flag, add below this swing low area of 33.50, 50-ish, or in this case 45-ish, 40-ish, then we have a chance to fill this gap of 31.50. So we're talking about maybe a $3 potential gain for a, what's this? High is 35.25, and she's about 34.50. That's about what, 75-cent risk for a chance at $3 reward. So I'm going to take that trade every single time. Again, I'm not really looking to, actually I did add to this earlier. So early in the day I just got in as a feeler just within kind of this this flag channel area right here, and then once it broke below there, that's when I got in more. So now I'm just I'm liking this so far. I just need to see continued weakness and then add below 33.40. And there you have it. That was a lot of explanations because I'm in quite a lot of positions right now. But as you can see, I'm very much net short. I still think that we might have more room to fall. Next level I'm really looking at is this gap level here. And if we could break through, then, you know, it might continue to drop even further. But I'm anticipating that, you know, stocks won't go straight down. It may trade sideways. It may have an inside day. But I'm really not going to be convinced with longs until we could really prove that we can trade above this high or consolidate higher here. But until then, I'm going to find setups that I think have potential. And right now, all the setups that I have been finding are short bear flags. Okay, thank you for watching, and maybe in a couple weeks I'll have another one of these current position reviews with a completely different portfolio. Alright, thanks a lot. Talk to you guys soon.